So I think it's kind of important to, I don't know, set aside and chronicle some of the things that are important to you as a person. Um, and there'll be a lot of people who say that, it's not the things that make you, it's the experiences that make you who you are. But experiences are such an ethereal thing. It's out there in the world, in the universe, that in it happened. It's part of the history, but every experience is attached to physical things because it's the physical things that are often what are kept and act as mental bookmarks to those experiences. And I like to keep the things that are attached to important or good experiences in my life. Um, a lot of them have to do with my friends, a lot of them have to do with my family, naturally, because those are the important people in my life. This bag, um, a lot of my friends will recognize this bag. Um, for like 3 years, I carried this, 2 or 3 years, I carried this bag around with me everywhere. Um, I got this bag, I think maybe at Anime Los Angeles 2014. Um, I took my friend Leah with me there for the first time. Um, and she had the unfortunate distinction of running around with me the entire time, helping me with panels and stuff. But we went into the dealer's hall, and whenever I go to an anime convention, I'm like always there on a shoestring budget. And I went into dealer's hall and I saw a little bag. It wasn't this bag, but a little bag. And I was like, "Oh man, this bag." Because at that point I was like, "Oh wow, this is a really good bag." It was very similar to this, but it was smaller. And I was like, "Oh man, this bag, I could carry like my cameras and stuff around with it." And I'm like, so I went and I looked at it and I'm like, "Ah, I can't afford this." I think it was like even like $30. I'm like, "I can't afford to get this bag." And we're going through this whole, she's looking at me looking at this bag, and I pass it up and I go, you know what? Never mind. I put it away. She's like, "You really like that bag?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did, but I can't afford it." And she's like, "Do you want that bag?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I can't afford it." And she's like, Do you want the small one or the little one?" I'm like, "Leah, no. No, Leah." And she went and she bought me this bag. She bought me this bigger version because I had said that my laptop would fit in it. And I could literally use it as my everyday carry. Now, this bag has been pretty beaten up over the years. I mean, the Velcro on here came off. I had to put on additional Velcro strips. Um, and it's had to go in the wash a couple of times, which really broke up the canvas and made it a little bit harder to use. But at some point, it just became so beat up that I really couldn't carry it. It just wouldn't. I mean, it was starting to fall apart. You could see, like, you can kind of see my finger through the bottom there, and it's got this hole it's getting in the back over here. So I had to stop carrying it, and I got arguably a much better bag to use. I got this one here at Goodwill. Um, but this bag really means something to me. It's a special. It's not just the bag. It's the memory of this moment of my friendship with Leah that this bag is kind of symbolic of. You know? I mean, look, $30 isn't a lot of money to a lot of people, but at that time it was a lot to me. And she went and she bought this thing for me. And I don't know, it's really special to me. It's a really important part. It's a really important memory. I know a lot of people who wouldn't put like a second thought into throwing this thing away in the state that it is, but sometimes there are things that you just can't throw away. You just can't. because they just mean that much to you. And this is definitely one of them. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, the plastic clip that holds the strap in here. I mean, that broke, and like for like a year, I had this thing being held together with pins over there that I took off because I'm gonna move them to my new bag. But this bag was my everyday carry. I took this with me literally everywhere. There's a lot of memories like in this. There's a lot of memories in this bag, and I don't know. It's really special to me. So I'm gonna put it in the special things box. I have a special things box. It's this. It's an old paper box. Judging by the fill level, I'm probably gonna have to put more things in it. Oh man. Well, rather, I'm probably gonna have to get a bigger box. Oh man. Ah, jeez. This is. That's another good memory right there. So the bag goes in the special things box. This box, and someday I'll go through this box. And I'll write down all the stories of all the things that were in it. If I ever get famous enough that I am worthy of a autobiography, I think I'll just write down the stories that are in this box.